another video, and today we're going to be doing yet another get ready with me, and I'm going to do a rosy look because I've been seeing a lot of my favorite, oh, I forgot, I just made breakfast and I just made a really over-the-top healthy smoothie that I'm just gonna try to like drink up before I have to go because I'm kind of in a pinch and my hair is wet and I have a meeting in like an hour downtown, so I really have to like be a little bit quick about this. But today we're going to be doing a rosy look, a rosy natural everyday sort of look that's really going to complement any eye color, to be real, but if you are especially blue and green eyes are gonna pop with a pinky rosy hue. And the reason I want to do a rosy look is because I've been seeing a lot of my favorite creators like what's she called, like the skincare, the derm, what's she called? Oh, that's so annoying. Pillow Talk Derm, I think is her channel name. I'll put it right here, who I'm talking about. She's always in every single video wearing like a really pinky rosy eye, and it just suits her so well. And then I saw Glamzilla or someone else, like I've just been seeing a lot of the rosy tones pop up right now, and it's super flattering, so I thought let's do that. I have my disgusting green concoction here. It's all right, but it has a lot of spirulina and chlorella powder in it, so you get like a punch of seaweed sort of taste, you know. Anyways, I'm going on a trip on Friday and I've already kind of like packed it a little bit because I was also on a trip this weekend. So anyways, I have my makeup skincare bag right here. I love this one because it's see-through and you can see everything. Also, I went ahead and checked out L'Oreal's new launch. They launched some new lipsticks called the Volume Mattes. And they're supposed to be like a volumizing, powdery, but matte like looking lipstick with a thin formula. And I'm all about thin lipstick formulas, which is why I loved working for Bobbi Brown, because she was the pioneer in revolutionizing the lipsticks on the market. So anyways, the new packaging looks like this. It's very slim and sleek. It's very unlike their old school L'Oreal bullets. And I picked up the shade called 640 Independent. It's just a really gorgeous rosy neutral shade that I think will complement pretty much any skin tone. If you're lighter, it might show up darker. If you're darker, it might show up lighter. But regardless, I think the shade would suit most people. I also went ahead and picked up one of their lip liners. This is the shade Beige Anew. It's just a nude lip liner. You can use whatever nude lip liner you have laying around. My favorite nude, I have Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude. It's somewhere in my purse. I actually haven't seen that one for a while. But anyways, I like that one. And I also I love Urban Decay's Naked 2 lip liner. So yeah, this is going to be my lip combo. And that kind of sparked my whole inspo for this look. As you can see, I'm having a breakout. I'm like about to go on my cycle next week, so this is very common. I got a good old honker over there. We're gonna cover him up, but I'm not gonna be going into foundation today because I've had a busy week and I've been wearing a lot of makeup and I kind of want to let my skin breathe a little bit. So I'm gonna moisturize. I just showered, by the way, so that's why I'm very like wet hair and everything. But I'm gonna go into my current favorite moisturizer from Ole Henriksen. It's called Strength, the Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer. It looks like this. A ton of people have mentioned and raved about this, and you know what, for good reason. It is really luscious. The texture is so nice. A little goes a long way. It has a nice smell, even though I do prefer fragrance-free things. This does not irritate my skin, and I have sensitive skin. So I'm just going in and prepping my skin with moisturizer. If you have noticed, I rarely use primers, designated primers. And if I do, I use like a pore filling primer like the Benefit Professional or the Tarte Clean Slate or something of that nature on specific areas like the nose and cheek areas. But honestly, for most people, primer is going to be a nice to have and not a need to have product. If you really need your makeup to be plastered on there, then yes, the Milk Power Grip or the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide Primer, whatever it's called, is nice. But I prefer using a really, really good moisturizer as your base. And because I worked for Bobbi Brown for a number of years, I used to sell the vitamin enriched face base like there was no tomorrow. And that is a beautiful, beautiful base for makeup. It is called a face base because it's meant to prep your skin for makeup, but honestly, any good moisturizer will do that. So don't get lost in the marketing of things. So my skin is uneven. I have a big guy over here that I need to like make go away. But other than that, my skin is fine. I also have like a little red dot that like kind of wants to become a zit and kind of doesn't know if it wants to do it. But like my skin is more uneven than usual, so I'm gonna go in and target that. I'm just gonna let this moisturizer do its thing for like 30 seconds. So guys, I don't know if you've seen my latest content, but I was lucky enough to get one of Copenhagen's most talented musicians, I would say. She's still very up and coming, even though she's been doing music since she was 8, so for like, I don't know, almost going like 18 years she's been doing music. But she's like, she's just the best, you know. And I had so much fun doing her makeup and having my makeup done by her. That was interesting and very outside of my comfort zone. I usually don't let anyone do my makeup. I feel like I know what fits my face, and not a lot of people do well on my face. I feel like, at least compared to me, myself, you know, and I feel like a lot of women feel this way, that you'll go to like a makeup artist or whatever and have them do your makeup and you end up fixing it yourself anyways. So yeah, I'm just bouncing around with some concealer to even it out. And then today I'm actually gonna be going in with a brush because, as always, I forgot to wet my beauty blender, so misorganization over here. I'm just gonna go into a Real Techniques contour brush, but I love using it for concealer because it just has the right shape. And I'm just gonna go in and really pat my concealer in. And remember, whatever you blend extends. So buff out the perimeter and make sure your whole face ends up being smooth and even. So I'm just gonna speed you through this part because it's boring and you all know how to do it. Like so. So our concealer is blended. We're looking even enough. Again, I don't aim for perfection. I aim for what looks realistic, you know? Now, because I have some texture issues going on right now because of my hormonal breakouts, I'm not going to go into my usual Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette because it's very glowy, and glowy stuff emphasizes texture a bit more than things that are matte. So I'm gonna go in to a matte setting powder, if I can find it. I'm gonna go into YOUNGBLOOD mineral powder in the shade Tawnee. This is a pressed mineral foundation, so I'm gonna go very light with it because it does have coverage, but then again, MAC Studio Fix powder also is a foundation and has coverage. So the idea is the same. I'm just gonna go into a matte powder foundation and very lightly set my face because I'm gonna be out for a good few hours and I'm not gonna be touching up. I just want my makeup to last. So that's what we're doing. I'm taking a little bit extra right on my big brow of a pimple and all over. That's it. Guys, the face is set, the face is done. Now we're gonna go into bronzer. Now for my bronzer, I don't mind there being a little bit of shimmer or like glowiness because it's only gonna be on specific areas. And I'm gonna go into my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette in Radiant Bronze Light. Listen, this is just my favorite bronzer of all time. I've majorly hit pan on this. But it's just so beautiful, man. I mean, it's just the best. So I'm gonna hit the cheeks and my forehead and do the classic bronze 3 shape. So cheekbones, sides of the forehead, jawline, and then remaining on nose. Other side, cheekbones, eyelid, forehead. I didn't do the eyelid that much over here. In a 3. I like to go in like a W, but not straight from the pan. Graze my jawline. And that's it. It's just to give a little life to the skin. And because we're gonna go and do a rosy look, of course, I'm gonna do a pink blush. I'm gonna grab a little bit of an oldie but a goodie. This is MAC's Fleur Power. It is a universally flattering, medium-toned, neutral, warmish pink. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's nice. It's a nice pink, like a middle of the road pink. And I'm using the same brush, just keeping it very real. And I'm gonna be hitting under the pupil and a little bit up and out. I want to look very blushed because I feel like that's like one of my best anti-age or like healthy skin hacks is just to really look blushed without it being stripy, you know? So yeah, I'm just hitting my usual spots in my little C, putting the remaining on the nose. Really focusing it on under the pupil the most and then distributing it lightly, just like that. That's gonna be it for the blush. Now let's go into brows, and honestly, I'm gonna keep my brows simple as always. I feel like I'm very basic with my brows, honestly. I don't do much because I feel like it ages a face to have very bold, harsh brows. So I like keeping them as fluffy and as natural as possible. So I'm gonna go into some of the Tarte Sketch and Set eyebrow. It's a half eyebrow pencil that I used up, so I no longer use that side. And then it has like a a brow gel on the other side, and I use the shade medium brown. And I really do like this brow gel because it's very, very small and petite, and I can really get in there, and it's very pigmented and it's very long lasting, so we love. I'm gonna hit the skin right there with a bit of the pigment, and then I'm gonna flick it up into the hairs to really give myself a fill without the need of an eyebrow pencil. Then I'm gonna work on the shape of my tail, and and the reason this is so nice, because it's very easy to maneuver. I'm gonna, again, touch the skin to really give me that shape, and then I'm gonna slant the brush and brush my tail upwards to give me a little more fullness. So sort of like that, and then obviously you want to go and like adjust it, you know, but something like that. Just keep working with it until you get your desired effect. And this sets pretty quickly, so you don't have all the playtime in the universe, but it also lasts. So, you know, in Danish we say noget for noget, and that's like you get some, you lose some, or something for something. That's kind of the direct translation. But I'm gonna try not to faff around with it too much, because, you know, with brows I have like this mantra that when it's good enough, it's good enough. Like, don't try to make it overly complicated. Same thing over here. I'm touching the skin, really working it in between the hairs, and then I'm still gonna start to flick it upwards very, very lightly. I'm not putting a very much pressure. When I get to my problem area, which is my tail, because I'm a child of the 90s and we used to pluck like there was no tomorrow, so my brows have suffered from that trauma. And I'm just gonna continue on drawing, and then I'm gonna start pushing the hairs to the side and up, pushing and setting them in the direction I want them to stay at, because this sets beautifully. So you can see this side of my eyebrow is way more like lifted and round, whereas this one is more straight. And you know what? That's life. Like, you have to work with what you have and try. And even though symmetry is what we aim for with makeup, sometimes going too hard and evening things out can end up looking more unnatural than just letting things be perfectly asymmetrical the way that they are. So of course I'm gonna try to even it out as best I can, but if it's not perfect, it's not perfect, and I'm not gonna sweat it, you know? So honestly, that's it for brows. I'm not gonna faff around with it any longer. And then what I like to do is I like to take any sort of brow or a lash and line brush. This is just one from Real Techniques that I use very often. And I'm just gonna brush the front through, because I really don't like a heavy front brow. I like it to get heavier and heavier, kind of like the ombre brow, sort of. So I always like to brush it through in the beginning. I need to cut my brows, but at the same time, I kind of do like when they're just like fluffy and doing their own thing. So honestly, that's it. Now for eyeshadow, I pulled out this palette, and you know what? Listen, I'm not a salesperson anymore, and I'm not here to earn any commission on affiliate links, none of that. So I'm gonna use what I use, and I hope some of you guys have this palette. If not, you most likely will have some corresponding shades. But I whipped out this one, the original Tati Beauty palette from when she had her beauty line, and I know this is no longer for sale. I've seen it on Amazon, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. And we're gonna be using these rosy tones today. I'm also going to be using my good old Dior Backstage highlighting palette, the pink shade specifically, because it's just gorgeous on the eyes. Because I'm not doing anything special today, I'm not gonna set my eyes. If they crease, they crease. I don't really mind. And honestly, these eyeshadows don't crease a ton. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Aura. And the cool thing about this palette is that it's the same color stories, but the bottom row is matte, and then you have like what's it called, sequins, and then you have a metallic, and then you have glitter. So it's it's just like very well thought out. And like Tati Beauty is one of the OGs here on YouTube, so of course it is, you know? But I'm gonna go into Aura, the matte version of Aura. Any cream shade will do. And I'm just gonna set the eyes using that. So again, this is gonna be a layer of powder that your oils have to work through before they get to the good stuff and crease your eyeshadow. So, you know, sometimes for some people that have dry skin, setting your under eyes like this is sufficient, instead of going into a designated eyeshadow primer and this, that, and the other. You know, don't complicate your life. Makeup is supposed to be fun. So I'm just setting my eye area all the way to the brow bone using Aura. And a little bit under. Okay. Next, I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Poet. It's like a dark purpley shade. I'm gonna take a little bit on the same fluffy brush, and I'm gonna focus it on the outer corner, my crease. So I'm gonna go into the crease with a bit of Poet and work it in the outer V. Very, very easily building it up, smudging it around. Again, I don't want it to look super harsh and super opaque and super like a punch. I want it to kind of just like fade into my eye and out. So of course it's gonna give, you know, it's a very intense purpley pink shade, but the more we blend it, the softer it gets, and I want it to be very, very soft. So, like that. I know it looks hella messy right now, but just bear with me. Same on the other eye, starting it on the outer corner. Really starting to blend it. Now to make it the edges even softer, I'm gonna take our powder foundation and I'm gonna run that under the brows. And a little bit under the eyes. And the remaining on the actual eye lid. It's not gonna do a ton, it's just to really get it even more blended. Now to tie the look into the face, sort of, I'm gonna take our blush again in Fleur Power from MAC on the same brush. And now I'm kind of working it onto the lid a little bit more. And then blending it back into that Poet shade. Really making everything very, very soft and giving everything a nice gradient. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my big fluffy eye blender brush from Bobbi Brown, that same shade, And I'm gonna go on the crease once more, but with a even fluffier brush. So this is gonna really diffuse everything even more. You could have gone into this brush in the beginning, but then the pigment would have been less strong because this brush has longer and fluffier bristles than the blending brush that I used. Anyways, now for the star of the show, we're gonna go into the Dior Backstage highlighting palette, and I'm gonna grab this pink shade on my ring finger, and I'm gonna pat it in the center of my eye and blend it around like that. I'm also gonna take a fluffy brush and I'm gonna mix the white and the pink. And I'm gonna put that into the inner corner, into the inner crease, and lightly buff out that eyeshadow. Just like that. So taking the Rosy shade, placing it on the center of the eye, working it in, being messy about it. It's not a cut crease, guys. White pink combo, inner crease, blending slightly. My God, if you have green eyes, this look would be so stunning on you. Or if you have green hues in your eyes, like hazel eyes, beautiful. I'm gonna take the slightest bit of the white shade, I mean like very lightly, and just hit under my brows slightly. And when I say lightly, I mean one tap. I don't want it to be super metallic under my brows, but I do like a little sheen because it really lifts the face. So honestly, I feel like that looks super cute. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a brown eyeliner. I'm not gonna do liquid because I wanna keep it really easy. I'm gonna take a brown waterproof eyeliner and I'm gonna dot along my upper lash line. So I'm dotting it sort of like halfway. And when I get to the edge, I'm gonna blink it out slightly, tight lining and connecting. Like so. Okay, going into the same Tati Beauty palette, and I'm gonna use Ritual, which is this dark chocolatey brown. And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna smoke out my liner. So really just setting the liner and smoking out the edges. Like so. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye really quickly. I'll probably just speed you through. Okay, that's kind of the eyes done. But now I'm sort of staring at this Tati Beauty palette and I'm kind of mesmerized by the top row that has the glitter. So I'm gonna take glitter, man. I'm gonna take a little bit of Aura glitter. It's up here, it's this one. Looks like so. But I'm gonna try to not get it that saturated and I'm gonna put it right here. So from the middle and then inner corner. Oh my god. This look turned into a party look real quick. Just on the middle and in. Wow. Okay, cool. That was like, I had one vision of this look in my head and it turned into a whole different thing, but I'm here for it. I'm gonna go into some Maybelline Lash Sensational. It's really on its final legs, but we're still using it. And I'm just gonna really hit the lashes hard with this, as hard as it'll let me, because it's very, very empty.
Stop. I want it, I got it. 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 I want it.
Oh, before I continue, I'm gonna go into a little bit of this Dior Rosy Glow blush, because I just feel like just on the center that really would look nice. Now for the star of the show. Let me take my hair down so we kind of get the vibe. And because blue and pink are contrasting colors, I feel like it really looks nice. I'm gonna take this L'Oreal lip liner in the shade 630 Beige Anew and define. It is reminding me of a beigier version of Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. Ooh, I really like it. Just like that. I really, really freaking love this stuff. Oh my god. Yay. So that's the lip liner. It's very, like, you can use that for anything. Oh, look how beautiful. They tried to go Tom Ford on this line. Look, they have like a little embossment and everything. Okay, L'Oreal. Let's see what you're all about. This is the shade Independent. It's a rosy, like a dusty rose. And we're just... Wow. That is nice. Everything in me is like really wanting to go in with a gloss, because I really like glossy lips more than I love matte. But maybe I should let it be matte. I don't think I can. I think I need to go in with a gloss. Okay, I'm gonna go into my favorite gloss of all time. It is Sicily's Fido Lip Star in the shade Diamond. And I'm just hitting the center. And the Cupid's bow area. I feel like that really elevated it. Okay, guys. Slay. That's the finished look. I could go in with some more mascara because I feel like my mascara is really, really running out. And it's not giving what I want it to give. But sometimes you should also just stop before your lashes look like spider legs. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Yeah, guys, we here. Tell me what you think of this look, if you like it, if you would wear it. To me, it's a really fun, flirty Valentine's Day, going out, Christmas party, eye color enhancing, feminine look. Like, yeah, I mean, if you didn't add the glitter, it would actually be very like, and maybe you just did the blush in your crease and then a pink highlight instead of going into that deep poet purpley shade. But there are so many ways you could have gone with this look. There's so many variants of this look already online. I'm not anything special here. But yeah, I really like it. I really have to get going now. Thank you for watching. And as always, do all of the things like subscribe, share, comment, blah, 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 blah. Okay, thank you. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.